Hi there, this is Tony from pianotone.ca, and this is my full review on the online piano course Piano Man Approach by pro pianist Steve Lundgren. I had previously done a in-progress review on this course when I was still taking it because I liked it so much. And now that I've completed the course and I've also worked through a bunch of the extra material that's also available, I thought it was time to do a full review on the Piano Man Approach. So let's check it out. So who's this course for? This course is for people that want to learn how to play modern music on the piano with a very strong focus on performance, making a song sound as full as possible. That's done by using the left hand to maintain a consistent rhythm and feel throughout the song, much like the drums and bass do in a band. I used to play bass in rock bands when I was much younger, so I can definitely relate to how the bass and drums kind of keep the train rolling, so to speak. This course does not use sheet music and has no requirement for sight reading ability. You're taught how to play by using chords and then how to improvise around those chords using different techniques that you can learn in the course, all while maintaining that consistent rhythmic feel with your left hand. Now, who is this course not for? This course is not for people that want to learn how to play traditional classical piano pieces. That typically requires sight reading ability, and it's a totally different approach to learning how to play. So if that's what you're after, then this is not the right course for you. So how did I get started with the Piano Man Approach? I first encountered Steve Lundgren in the Piano in 21 Days course, which is what I started with for learning how to play the piano. That course, if you choose their ultimate package, has other courses included to supplement the main course. And one of those courses is taught by Steve Lundgren. It focuses on playing the melody with your right hand and maintaining a consistent, steady feel, rhythmic feel with your left hand. Now, while playing the melody isn't something that I'm personally into, I prefer to attempt to sing. I was intrigued by Steve's emphasis in that course on maintaining a consistent feel in the left hand throughout a song. This really hit home when I started trying to learn an Elton John song I always wanted to learn called Empty Garden. I knew I was playing all the right chords and it sounded okay, but something just didn't sound right. Then by total coincidence, as I'm looking for different versions of that song on YouTube, I came across a version of it by Steve Lundgren. And it was fantastic. And that's when it hit me as I'm watching him play, that's that consistent left-hand rhythm. So I started looking into Steve Lundgren's course, the Piano Man Approach, and I immediately signed up. And after completing the main 28-day crash course, my playing has improved significantly. And since then, I've been working through the deep dive. I'll explain what that is later. It's basically a massive collection of additional lessons that the Piano Man Approach has. And it never ceases to surprise me how I continue to pick up something in almost every one of those extra lessons that ends up working its way into my playing, improving it noticeably. So how does the Piano Man Approach course work? Well, the main course is called the Crash Course. It's a 28-day video lesson course that teaches you the basics, the keys on the piano, intervals, basic scales and chords. Then the course progresses into teaching you your first basic rhythm pattern. So that's that left-hand rhythm technique that maintains a consistent rhythm and feel for the song, kind of mimics the bass and drums in a band. Then it starts adding in lessons on improvisation, additional chords, inversions, etc. And then the course is going to continue as you learn the other basic rhythm patterns and then more complicated improvisation techniques and so on. So how do the lessons themselves work? Well, for each lesson, Steve will go over what the lesson is going to be about with a quick intro video, kind of explaining what it is that you're going to be learning. Then it switches to an overhead video where he goes through the lesson itself with the techniques that you're going to be learning, etc. And then after that really well narrated overhead video finishes, then the lesson continues with a narrated song example on YouTube that reinforces the topics and the techniques that were discussed in the lesson. And Steve has a real knack for picking the absolute perfect song for practicing each one of these different techniques. And he also manages to do so with songs from a huge range of genres. It really exemplifies how his approach works equally well with rock, pop, country songs from the 50s all the way to modern day. So just as a quick example of how these left-hand rhythm patterns can really improve the sound of your play, I'm going to play a little clip of a video of me back before I took the Piano Man Approach course, just playing a simple chord progression and kind of improvising around the chords with what I had learned so far at that stage. And it sounds pretty good for where I was. I was playing piano for only a few months at that point, so it sounds pretty good. And then I'm going to skip to now, and I'm going to play the same chord progression using some of the different left-hand rhythm patterns so that you can kind of see the difference. So there's different package options you can choose from when you sign up for the Piano Man approach. When I signed up, I chose the Deep Dive because it includes not only the main 4-week crash course, but it also includes access to a huge library of additional training videos that Steve has accumulated over many years. But the basic option you can choose, if you like, is just the 4-week crash course, which is a step-by-step 28 video lesson course that will take you right from a beginner level to being able to play credible accompaniment versions of modern songs using the Piano Man approach. So you'll be incorporating true to the song rhythms in your left hand and with right hand improv techniques that you've learned through the course to be able to spice up your play and make it sound more interesting. Now, I would highly recommend, though, opting for the Deep Dive collection, because that not only includes the crash course, which is a fantastic course, but it also adds a huge number of additional resources and training videos that are organized by topic. So it's not really like a course itself, but you can actually go through this and browse and kind of find the things that you want to work on. So there's sections on advanced chords and advanced improvisation techniques, licks and fills, soloing, advanced rhythm patterns, and a lot of it is also organized by genre. So you can concentrate on country rhythm patterns or blues or rock, that type of thing. So you can really kind of hone in on areas that are interesting to you. I've been working through the advanced rhythm patterns in kind of the blues and rock section and going through the licks and fills. And I just continue to learn so much from all of these lessons. And there's enough lessons in this collection that's going to keep me busy for a very long time. Okay, so some extra features and kind of side benefits of the Piano Man approach is there's a Facebook group with weekly live Q&A sessions. The Facebook group is an awesome vehicle for students to be able to post videos of their progress, ask questions of Steve or other students to get their perspective, and tons of participation in the Facebook group. And Steve does a live Q&A session as well once a week on Facebook, and that's a great way to get additional feedback and get answers to any questions that you may have. You can post the questions ahead of time in the Facebook group, and then he'll address them in the Q&A. Or you can even ask questions live during the Q&A, and if he has time, then he gets to those as well. And those are very well attended by people of all different skill levels. Steve teaches everyone from other gigging musicians to beginners like myself. So they're a really good resource to get your own questions answered, or just to even watch and just listen to the answers to other people's questions, because you can learn from those as well. Live concerts. Steve streams live performances regularly and will even try to take requests, and he is a fantastic performer. And while it is awesome to tune in just to enjoy the show, you can also learn things as well by watching him play. There's also a song tutorial bank that's available. He's got an archive of song tutorials for popular songs by Elton John, Billy Joel, Beatles, and it's categorized and also made available to you. Okay, so the added value that really pushes this course over the top is Steve Lundgren himself. Steve is a very talented pianist who has earned his living playing piano for most of his life, both from performing live and also from training others. But the real added value Steve provides is that he is super approachable, friendly, and really encouraging, and is a very talented instructor. He really has a knack for being able to explain things in a way that is easy for beginning pianists like me to digest. So he can really answer your questions in a way that you, at whatever level you're at, are going to be able to digest and understand. So the verdict on the Piano Man approach. My piano playing started to improve significantly even while I was still just working on the crash course, as soon as I started to be able to incorporate some of that good rhythm into my play. After finishing the crash course, I must say that my overall playing was night and day better than before I started the Piano Man approach. Songs that I could play before the course that sounded kind of okay, all sounded way better and sounded way more like the actual song. The focus on maintaining a consistent rhythm in the left hand that functions as the backbone of a song, similar to the drums and the bass, in a band really does make a massive difference. And as I continue to practice and work through the extra content in the deep dive, I get more and more comfortable with the left and right hand coordination that you need to play some of these rhythms, so my playing continues to get better. And this builds on itself, allowing me to play more advanced rhythm patterns and walking bass lines in my left hand, and improve my right hand playing with more advanced improvisation techniques, and I'm even starting to work on solos and some fills. So my opinion on this course is a very heartfelt and a very enthusiastic. This course is absolutely fantastic. The main course is well presented, well taught, and easy to follow. Steve Lundgren is a super talented, approachable, enthusiastic, and encouraging instructor. The online community and the Q&A sessions are awesome resources, and the amount of extra content in the deep dive is huge. If you want to learn how to play credible and realistic modern songs on the piano from a great teacher, I highly recommend signing up for the Piano Man approach. And while the crash course is an awesome way to get started, I would highly recommend opting for the deep dive because it is a huge value for the money. So I've included my affiliate link below for the Piano Man approach, so if you want to check out the course further, I would really appreciate it if you use that link to get started. The link will take you to a free webinar where Steve introduces himself and explains his teaching approach and courses in more detail, so you should really check them out in the webinar. I hope to see you soon in the Facebook group. Thanks a bunch and happy piano playing.